Welcome to Google Ads Unleashed, the podcast that helps you harness the power of Google Ads. And now your host, Jeremy Young.
Imagine this is your setup. You got a campaign running at, let's say, 200% return on ad spend target. It's limited by budget, but you don't really mind because that's what you've set it towards and that's the budget you want to spend. But the campaign's actually running at a 4x ROAS. That's not bad, isn't it? You've set it to a certain target and you think you're winning. It's overperforming. Well, the big bosses of Google have found another way to rob you of your hard-earned cash, and that margin that's going in your pockets is quietly going to go into Google's pockets in August if you don't do things now. And this is what today is all about. Welcome back to Google Ads Unleashed, guys. Hope everyone is doing fabulously this Monday. Well, another episode, another tip of shit that you need to do pretty quickly if you're a Google Ads expert or have your own Google Ads account running, or you have a team that's looking after it. Because Google is changing something in August, which is changing massively. It's been all over LinkedIn. It's been, or in your ad account even, there will be a notification by now. Google is changing how target ROAS and target CPA behave. So how it used to work is that the target used to become a floor, and then it became a number that Google actively steered towards. So what do I mean by that? I've said it in the intro already. A lot of your campaigns will probably sit at, let's say, a POAS of 1.2, so 120%. But the campaign's actually performing at a POAS over a 30-day period of 1.8, so 180%. Well, you didn't really mind because setting the ROAS target or the CPA target for a long time didn't actually one-to-one translate of this is exactly the ROAS or POAS or whatever that I'm going to get, right? So why that actually used to happen is pretty straightforward. So if a campaign is limited by budget, and this is only applying to campaigns limited by budget, the system isn't actually pushing for more volume. It's taking basically the cream, right? It's shoving off the best performing search terms within the search term pools the daily budget's available for. What do I mean by that? Let's say your daily budget is set to capture 10 search terms. Of them, 2 are very good, and 8 are not so crap. So it didn't really matter what kind of ROAS target you set, especially if you have one which is a bit more aggressive or lower. Google, with the available budget, if it's limited by budget, would fish for the sort of lower, let's say, 2, okay, and proactively go towards those now. Or a better example, let's say there's 10 search terms, your ROAS target is set to 2, and there's only 2 conversions which are really good and super profitable, and the 8 others are not so great, and your budget's actually set to 5 here, right? So to capture 5 search terms. Google would only focus on 2 and the best. Now it'll just focus on 5 random ones to achieve the ROAS target that you've set. So it's kind of hard to wrap your head around this, but basically what has been happening is with the limited by budget, Google has just been focused on the budget that you set on that day on the best performing search terms, which then results on the campaign overperforming over its target. With target CPA, it's the same. Your target CPA is set quite high, but you're actually, let's say, at £100 CPA, and it's actually performing at a £70 CPA, so it's performing better. So it's kind of the opposite way around. And a lot of practitioners have relied on this, including us, right? So sometimes we set a certain target and it's with a limited budget or lower budget, it's been overperforming, it's been a good safety margin. But what is actually happening from August onwards, and this is from August 17th onwards, the target now flips from a floor, what it used to be, to a magnet. So that means it pulls performance to the number over a 30-day period, and not just operate above it and then slowly erode away as you increase budget. So let's replay the 200% scenario I've just said. To hit 200%, Google will now actually loosen bids and chase more volume and actually also spend and try and fall towards the target in this. So it also has, and also with the budget, Google will actually use any available budget to close that gap between the target and your actual performance. So not only is your ROAS going to go down or your CPA is going to go up, but it's also going to spend more to achieve that. So your target's no longer a safety net, it's an instruction, and Google will take you at your word. So what will happen is the most exposed accounts will be those that are deliberately running very conservative targets. So anyone who set a target once and never revisited it, and some maybe actually performing better. And it's going to very likely increase spends to fill the gap between target and actual, and also it's going to try and massively distort your bids to achieve the target that you have now set. And that actually begs a couple of sort of questions. Do you actually know the number that you need? Of the targets that you set are just deliberate? Does the target that you've set come from the right business economics, or even your margins, your break even, your lifetime value, your CLV CAC ratio? What have you actually been optimizing towards, or is it just something that you've been set and forget and never really revisited? Do you actually even know what the right target is to set? Listen to other episodes that I've done about this. So really, really important to look at that before it's happening. So what we're doing is the following. We are auditing all accounts and pulling all TROAS and TCPA targets. Actual versus performing. Let's say it's performing set to 200 and it's performing at a 300. We're actually going to raise the ROAS targets, right, if that's what we want, or we're going to just rethink the targets completely. So we're going to pull those and flag all those. The second thing is then we're going to decide the actual true target, not from habit, but by actual margin or goal of the account, and reset everything, and watching those changes closely over the coming month, and then closely whilst the change happens on the 17th. And it's why you need someone who is on top of this, right? Because there's so many changes all the time. Google, I generally believe, every single week there's someone in a boardroom with Google and just thinking, guys, we need another way to pull money out of these people. What else can we do? And clearly there was someone in a boardroom who said, listen guys, we've got millions and millions of people who are setting their ROAS targets somehow quite aggressively, but with very limited budget. It's their campaigns are massively overperforming. What do we do to get more money out of these people? And boom, they thought of another thing, right? And if you're a little bit unsure of what you need to do, just get in touch. Jeremy@younganddigital.marketing is the email address. You know it. Jeremy and Google Ads on LinkedIn. Come find me. Send me a message. I'm always happy to help. Or simply book a call with me. Head to the brand new website, younganddigital.marketing. I've got a new positioning, new layout. Everything's brand new. Thanks to Cherie, our marketing manager, who's done fantastic work on this. And book a call via the Calendly link. We'd love to help brand owners. We also are going to launch a new service soon where we're going to help you build your own Google Ads and develop the skills that you need in order to run Google for yourself, for your brand, within an extensive program. Stay tuned, and I'd love to talk to you. And we're looking for brand owners who would be interested in this. So hit me up. This has been Google Ads Unleashed. This has been your host, Jeremy Young. And I wish you a happy and productive week ahead.
Thank you for listening to Google Ads Unleashed. To connect with Jeremy, check him out online at www.younganddigital.marketing. We'll see you next time.